Welcome to Laugh and Learn, where curiosity leads and laughter lifts. I'm Gerald, joined by Timy from Raven Tarot Meditation, Linda de Gonzalez from Linda de Gonzalez, and Maru from Madame Maru's House of Cards. Today we are exploring death and transformation, or temperance, excuse me. Transformation, balance, and the importance of quiet work of integration. Your insights in the chat help share these conversations. I want to dive in. I want to remind everybody of the importance of being here, asking the questions you may have. This is all Timy Raven's fault.
Guilty.
Guilty.
So guilty.
Yes. Well, it's great to be here with you on this. Part of the fun of this is being able to share different ideas, having different opinions, getting new information in. I freaking love that.
Refining your own opinions on things is great.
Yes.
Way to learn.
That's exactly right. So this is the Laugh and Learn Duality Pairs. We're at number 7. Can you believe it, kids? Number 7. As I said before, we have Raven Tarot Meditation, Linda de Gonzalez, Madame Maru's House of Cards. I am TarotStache. All of the links are below for you to support all of our channels. Go buy Timy's album. Go listen to it. Go support all of the channels. Linda, Maru, and Gerald all do private readings. Mm-hmm. Contact us. Now's a really good time to do that.
Holidays are coming up. Get prepared.
Holidays are coming up. We want you to be prepared. Angie is here. Beth has arrived. Linda de Gonzalez is here. Anna Wright. Tapioca Thievery has joined us. And
I don't know why that name makes me laugh.
Because I want to know the type of thievery that happens around tapioca.
I'm sure tapioca pudding is easily stolen out of the company fridge.
Or your sibling's plate.
Could be. Tapioca tends to be anonymous, the little container. So who does it belong to? I thought it was mine.
There you go. Hello. Tamsy. Mary Black has arrived. Opal Empress Tarot.
It's Taco Tuesday. Right up at the top, Angie Burks.
It is Taco Tuesday, and we can say that now because it's no longer a trademark.
Really?
Who had a trademark for Taco?
Trademark?
It was trademarked. Someone in, I think it was New Jersey. Somebody had it trademarked for a really long time. Taco Bell encouraged them to release the trademark. So, well, hello, New Zealand.
New Zealand in the house. And the swan.
As Beth says, or I thought it was yogurt and now yuck.
Yeah, pretty much.
More for me.
All yours.
What is tapioca? Like rice pudding, sort of?
What?
Tapioca is a starch.
Oh.
Yes. And I use the starch when I make pie fillings from the blackberries I pick from the ditches and stuff around here.
Canadian ditches.
Lots. But tapioca itself, yes, it's not appetizing.
It's formed into these tiny little balls, and they're opaque, but when you cook them, they turn transparent, and they get kind of like soft and chewy. Have you ever had boba tea?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like those boba tea balls.
Yeah, they're made from tapioca.
Yes.
Oh, not my favorite.
No,
Edward has joined us.
I enjoy them.
I enjoy them. Tapioca for my berry pies, Linda.
Yeah.
The tapioca balls are really.
Yeah. Frog eggs.
Pretty much. Although, I mean, there's caviar. That's fish eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay.
There's hen eggs. You can make
My mom would put tapioca in her rhubarb compote.
Yes.
Once again, people come to our channels, they leave hungry.
for the tapioca conversation.
The tapioca, well, yesterday,
we've done this before.
No, yeah, we were talking about food on Deb's birthday because Sunday was Deb's birthday, Purple Elephant Deb H. We were talking about Purple Elephant Deb H's birthday.
Whose birthday was it? I didn't.
I'm not sure.
Purple Elephant Deb H had a birthday?
Yes. This is, by all means, please like and subscribe to all of our channels. It's free. Show your support. As always, this is for entertainment purposes only. Do not make decisions based upon what we say. Seek professional assistance. Really.
Yes.
Yeah, we mean it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes. Hungry, maybe for rice pudding, but not tapioca. Good. More for me. I do like the pudding. See? Anyhow. So today we're talking about tarot duality. There is a playlist. You can catch up on all of the great conversations that we've had with this. It prepares you for the forthcoming book from Timy Raven, from Raven Tarot Meditation. Give a thumbs up. Subscribe to all of our channels. This is my subtle way of saying, gee, Timmy, how's that book going?
It's progressing. I actually had it laid out on the bed spread today. I'd said, what are the sections of the book going to be? Because I have parts of them done.
I love that.
You know, I was looking at it as an overall thing, and I might put some work into that later today. I put a bunch in yesterday. I sent that new duality type chart, and we might get around to that today. I don't know, but I have been doing a lot of new work. I mean, our conversations during these live streams are really supercharging the entire interpretation. I mean, it's really becoming more and more refined, more and more interesting, and it feels more and more, correct. Like it does feel like archaeology. Like I'm uncovering patterns that were set into these cards hundreds of years ago. That's what it feels like.
Sure. We are talking about the pair number 7, which is Death and Temperance. It's the challenge of implementation, navigating the process of making choices in a balancing act between impulse and deliberation. The struggle is illustrated by the Death and Temperance tarot cards. Death represents an impulsive, sharply decisive approach, while Temperance signifies endless measurement and discussion. Effective decision-making requires finding a balance between these two extremes.
Yes.
I think that's an important thing.
Right. So we're on pair 7. We've already done 1 through 6.
Yes.
This is the last pair out of the 4 main elemental dualities, the ones where all the action is. And this is decisions or decision making, as illustrated by the Death card, number 13, and the Temperance card, number 14.
Here, wait a minute. This one.
Right. Yeah. And I think it's important for us to take a look at the images on the card, because it feels intuitively like what's being described in the duality. Decision making. There's 2 types of decisions. There's impulsive decisions, which are on the right, illustrated by the Death card. Impulsive, extreme, perhaps, not well thought out. Decisions that have high consequences that weren't really considered very well. That's the extreme of the Death card. And as you get more toward the middle, you move towards the Temperance side. So the Temperance is on the left side. And what that illustrates, as Gerald said, was endless measurement. being certain before you make that decision, being well considered decisions. And that's a good attribute to have, to measure twice and cut once. But what it's suggesting is, don't measure 20 times and cut once. You have to have a reasonable amount of temperance, and you have to have a reasonable amount of ability to just make a decision and be, quick about it. And I think it's a constant struggle that we all work against or work with. I think that as we said, with all the other dualities, the desire is to be in the middle, to not be too impulsive with your decisions and to not be endlessly temperate with your decisions. You have to make decisions eventually. So I think these symbols are very illustrative of the attributes of each extreme end of the duality. So we can discuss that.
Beth shared impulse and decision or decisive are two sides of a coin, just like measured response and you snooze, you lose are.
Yeah. I wonder how did death come to signify impulse? Because I can think of other major arcana that are, to me, more impulsive.
Perhaps what would happen if we started and we each go around and we give our traditional meanings? Keep that thought, Linda. Traditional meanings for death and the traditional meaning for temperance.
And remember, the duality is decision making. Well, for me, would you start with me?
Yeah. Yes, that's exactly right, Timmy. I'm starting with you.
Okay, so in the Marseille Tarot, which is the one I'm most familiar with, death is card 13, which has a numerological significance to a lot of people. It's also in the Marseille deck. It's not labeled. It doesn't have the word death on the card. It's bare. There's no label on it, which I think is an interesting part of it.
Skeletal.
It's skeletal. It's a skeleton with a scythe, and he's reaping body parts. There's heads. There's two different heads I can see on this one. A bunch of hands, and a foot. Mm-hmm. So I think, it means transitions traditionally. Doesn't it mean transitions? And I think there's a decisive sharpness to it, because I think the suit in the tarot that this is related to is decisions, which is swords, air, cuts, a severance of one thing in the beginning of another. That's a transition, a transformation perhaps. So there you go.
Mm-hmm. Well, and there have been some people in the chat who have shared death is not often expected. More people have come in. Hello.
Sudden death. A sudden death.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Surprising.
Death is often a shocking surprise.
Yeah.
And Laura shared old, way gone, and renewed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think, Maru, what are your thoughts? What does the death in the tarot traditionally mean for you?
Well, would you mind if I show the Boda and read from the book a little bit?
I wouldn't mind at all. Don't read us the whole thing, because we'll have to do interpretive dance.
just a little bit.
I have my black tights on, so I can do that.
Okay. So this is the...
I'm going to embiggen you.
This is the death card from the Boda deck. And it says that behind the fearsome and forbidding aspect of this key lies a world of inspired meaning. In the first place, the scene is not sunset, as you might suppose, but sunrise. The card does not represent the end, but the real meaning of death, which is change, motion, and transformation. Death is but the gateway to a larger life in reality. So that's what it means. And I just wanted to look at these two hands specifically. Like all the body parts have different meanings, but when I look at these two hands, it looks like you're like, there's nothing you can offer to death to make it change its mind.
How interesting.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do about it, nothing you can manipulate, nothing you can change or create or destroy, for that matter.
Uh-huh.
I think there's a relationship to time as well. I think this is a time card.
The
A time
hands of
duality.
time.
Decisions are a time duality, I think.
Yeah.
The hands of time.
That sounds very poetic.
I know.
The hands of a clock.
I think for me, a lot of times death is about, you know, it's in the, I love it in the Robin Wood Tarot, the book. She had, her key phrase for this is, and now for something completely different, which is a beautiful nod to Monty Python.
Yeah.
So it is about endings, rebirth, closure, transformation.
Mm-hmm.
Because these things have to happen. They naturally occur in life.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, not often does it actually mean death.
Yeah.
It said in the book also that the symbolism represents the change from the age of, I think, Pisces to the age of Aquarius.
Okay. Okay, interesting. Death doesn't always mean the end of life, correct? We all go empty-handed as it related to the hands, Maru.
Mm-hmm.
So, Dr. Pam is here. Linda, what do you think of with when the death card shows up?
Well, this is my first encounter in such detail with the Marseille Tarot, so I can't speak about that. My own experience with the RWS and similar is that death is about transformation. Well, when I was 15 or 16, I saw it like it was like, oh, death, you know, because that's how you do when you're full of hormones and don't know anything. So, but since then, I mean, very quickly after that, I realized that it really didn't have anything to do with physical death.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, physical death, if we're talking about looking at tarot to gain I don't bother with that, because what's the point? And I'm comfortable not knowing for myself.
Mm-hmm.
But it for me, it's always signified some deep transformation that was about to occur. And usually in my personal case, what I've observed, and I'm not talking about the readings for myself, I'm talking about as a reader, what I've observed in around me and within me as well, is that people who get the death card in a significant way in their reading, and if it's confirmed with other kinds of confirmations, you know, like the Chariot for me would be supporting that. It means upending of some kind of belief or some kind of way of life or some kind of relationship, perhaps, that may or may not transform your outer way of being. Okay, you may not have to move houses, you may not have to leave the country, but you will experience something that will shift within you tectonically.
Yeah.
Yes, it represents major change.
Yes, major change. Could be just inner. Generally speaking, inner changes are reflected outwardly. Not always, but generally. But now I never, ever read the death card as like actual physical cessation of existence, you know?
Yes. It is one of those things with the death card. I do think about let go of what's finished.
Yeah,
Stop holding on to the old ways. There we go.
Yes,
Yeah.
harvest your crop.
Harvest your crop.
Yeah, with the scythe. That's what this and that. Yeah,
Yes.
I like that.
Yes. We have Tamsy said on hands, fresh, clean hands, fresh start. Raised hands symbolize surrender. And Dr. Pam said, when a reader picks the death card for me, it brings a sense of peace. Like whatever I find challenging or feel stuck with was needed for me to go through in order to shed layers that no longer serve. Beth said, the death card is beautifully positive, making way for new growth. Yeah.
Gerald, may I ask you to just center your face a little better, because on the vertical view, people can only see half your face. Yeah. Sorry, it was making me crazy.
Really? It was making me crazy?
It was not a long distance. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Here you go. Yes. Death card for me was always about letting go of past. Yeah. Death of the ego. And yes, not always easy.
Hardly ever easy.
Yeah.
Hardly ever easy. Let's move on to the other part of this.
Like you said, it's shocking.
Yes, it is shocking.
Yes, it can be.
Yes. So let's move to the Temperance card. What's the traditional meaning of the Temperance card? Maru, do you want to start and hold up your Kubota? Not to put pressure on you, but to put pressure on you.
No problem.
There you go. I am going to embiggen you.
Come on, focus. There we go.
Oh, that's lovely.
Okay.
That's lovely.
And the book says, to this key is attributed the intelligence of probation or trial. This refers to the testing through which every aspirant must pass before he can reach the heights of initiation. Its object is to determine his temper or strength. Thus you see that temperance refers to the act of tempering, or the making of a true or pure being. The crown is willpower, and let me see. No, oops. Okay, the rainbow represents the differentiation of light into color by means of water. The angel represents the higher self. The seven-pointed star represents the works of man. The eagle is a symbol of water, and the lion is a symbol of fire, and the angel is putting their opposites onto them. Yeah. And the twin peaks are wisdom and understanding. And the crown above is the primal will.
Mm-hmm. There's duality all over that one.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking that, Timmy. I think duality is that is the middle ground, finding that middle ground, the duality.
Yep.
So I am a big, for me, temperance is, it's not like tempering, it's like tempering steel. It's not about moderation. It is about, you have to heat something up, you have to pound the heck out of it, then you have to plunge it in the water to sharpen it. Mm-hmm. And so there's a beauty in this. It's about experimenting, it's creating, it's adjustment.
Preciseness. Yeah.
Preciseness. It's taking notes. It is, for me, it's the witchcraft card of the deck. It is about taking things that don't normally work together.
Alchemy.
It's the alchemy. Well, why would anybody do this and put those together? because it's Gerald and he can make it work. So, so there you go.
It's cooking class.
Yeah.
It is. It is. Linda, what do you see in that? And then I'm going to have Timy bring us up with that.
I'm just fascinated by the symbolism in that card, you know, that the nature of fire is tempered by water. And that holds true in both the meanings of the word temper, right? That it's tested by water, and that it's also gentled and mitigated by water.
Yes. Death is a Scorpio, water, and temperance is Sag, fire.
Holy. There you go, Beth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And both of those cards are mine because I'm a Sagittarius and a Scorpio.
Yeah. Timy, what do you think?
Well, as far as traditional meanings go, I've always thought that, you know, temperance was the patience card. Temperance is the slow down and be precise card. Temperance is the more of the, you know, spiritual approach card.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you look at it by yourself, it's like, you know, cool off a little bit. Don't be so rash. Think about what you're doing before you commit, you know. And the whole, at least in the Marseille deck, you know, in the Marseille deck, she's pouring liquid from one pitcher to the other pitcher, and then the assumption is that she's doing it back and forth between the two,
Mm-hmm.
perhaps endlessly. You know, that's endless temperance, and I like the sort of callback to the, you know, medieval and Renaissance and Latin Roman tradition of tempering wine with water. I think that was a very familiar sight, you know, 500 years ago. What temperance, the symbol of temperance, is doing in that card.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the fact
plus
that she has
back then
wings,
they didn't have
you know?
such things as blenders. They had to mix by hand.
Yeah, and it's the symbol of mixing of you know, I think what you would do is you'd have really concentrated wine, and then you have water, and then you sort of pour one into the other until you get it right, and you keep trying until you get it right, and that's the whole.
It causes aeration as well.
Yeah, it makes it taste better.
Oh,
you know,
aeration. Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
So it's a good attribute, temperance.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then some people, you know, if you look at the death card and just think of death, then that's a bad card. But like, as we discussed, it's a card of transformation.
Yes.
For me, temperance always brings to mind the word testing.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, because that's, you know, you temper a sword, like Gerald said, by beating the crap out of it, heating it up, beating the crap out of it, and then sticking it into cold water, and then repeating the process until you have an adequate material that you can sharpen and use to defend yourself, or to attack, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
There's also, if you know about metalworking, you beat that metal in layers, and you beat it and you beat it, and then you plunge it into high carbon oil, and it infuses the iron with carbon, which gives it a layer of sharpness. And then you have to evaluate it as temperance. You have to evaluate it and say, I need to do it again. And you bend it up again, and then you temper it in the high carbon oil, and it infuses it with even more carbon and makes it even more possible to be sharp. But if you put too much in, it makes it brittle and it snaps. So temperance is a lesson of gray. You know, there's no right or wrong. It's a balance in the middle.
And
how much can you take?
Yes, exactly.
And testing, and then failing, and then sorry.
No, it's okay. I was going to say, if you apply that to people, then you look at the hardships that come into all of our lives, and how much resilience, carbon, do we contain? How much can we withstand? What's going to break us?
Yes.
And do we stay broken? Because as human, okay,
I feel like if we break, we've gone backwards into death.
I don't believe that's true. I can only speak from my own experience after my son's death. Yes, I was broken for like a year, but I've healed from that. I mean, the grief is still there, but I'm not broken anymore. So, I from my experience does not reflect what you said.
Mhm.
And this goes back to that idea of this is about duality and this is decisions. And so we go from
which puts it like on a different paradigm. It's a different structure of interpretation.
Yes.
As a pair.
Where you had said death is impulsive decisions or impulsive and decisive action, which isn't a bad thing. And those are two different things on one side of this, the impulsive. And then we have decisive, where it's like, all right, this is what we're going to do. And we go forward. Temperance, on the other hand, is being careful, measured changes, having lots of discussion before choices. I think this is, and going back to the idea of we have to have a balance between these two. Without that balance, we are going to miss opportunities, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's not a bad thing to be unbalanced, but it makes your life easier and it makes your life happier and more prosperous. And it's an easier path to be aware that there's these extremes that we tend to, go one side or to the other, and it makes our lives more difficult, when we do that. That's the whole lesson
you can't
of
let
this
temperance
duality.
become procrastination.
Yeah, and that kind of is, it's in my life, I've been all over the place. I've been on each side of those extremes. I've been indecisive, where I just temper for a day, a week, a month, years, decades, and I just never make the decision. And then other times I've made the most impactful decision literally in seconds without even thinking about it. It's just, oh, okay, I'll pay for that. 12 grand, put it on the credit card. It's like, oh, fuck, what did I just do?
They call that being rash.
Yeah, rash, impulsive, impetuous. So as we discussed, when these cards are looked at as individual cards, there's positive and negative attributes to all, I think, but mostly they're positive attributes. They're archetypes of human behavior. But when you put these two together, the death card and the temperance card, showing it illustrating decision-making, then it holds a different, perhaps deeper parallel meaning, where it illustrates the extremes of our behavior, where death is now impulsive, decisive decisions, I guess. And then, temperance is endless measuring. And the lesson is to be in between the two. So I guess that's where I'm at right now with interpreting as a pair.
Because Linda asked the question, how did death become impulse?
Yeah.
Okay. And we also, by the way, we have amazing people in the chat who are adding value, and I want to catch up with that because Tamsy said 14 reduces to 5, riding the crest of the waves. Beth shared, and the two animals at the bottom of the card that Maru held up, lion for Leo, was the other an ego that traditionally is water.
Yes. Scorpio. Yeah.
And so it represents Scorpio. And alchemy requires temperance. Alchemy also requires a heck of a lot of patience.
And measuring.
The death card will show up whether or not we are ready for it. We have an interesting question from Beth. Is it impulse if you're following your intuition, or is it wisdom?
Damn, you hit that nail on the head there, Beth. Yes.
I was just thinking about that, like knowing, when to take that decisive action needs to come from your higher self.
I agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
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 It is impulsive because in that situation, it's appropriate to be impulsive because your intuition is telling you to do it. So you have to be capable of making impulsive decisions when you're connected, when you're hooked into your root, you know? And you also conversely need to maybe take a step back and think for 5 minutes before you make an intemperate decision, you know? So impulsivity is not necessarily a bad thing. It's a description of a thing that can be appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
When you know it's right.
When your wisdom, when your insight is saying, I know this is right. I'm just making a decision now and not wasting time. That's an impulsive, death-like decision, but it's appropriate if it's balanced, you know, by some temperance. You know?
Which also, it goes back to the idea where we had earlier in one of the pairs about was it manifestation with the Hermit and the Wheel of Fortune? You show up and you do the work. You keep doing the work, and fortune follows those who have practiced. And that again, when I hear impulsive, I think impulsive makes me think it's not a good thing.
Yeah.
Impulsive means quick, fast. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It could definitely be.
Maybe decisive is more.
Decisive is a very good word. I like the word decisive.
Yeah.
I think we need to separate compulsive from impulsive.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm watching Timmy, who just went, huh? Okay. Timmy, when you're watching the playback, you want to write that down. That's the wisdom from Maru.
Yeah. Well, you know, the pattern has been that I've changed the description of every single Sephiro, every single duality, every single one. I was thinking, I didn't change Wheel of Fortune, but I did change relationships, because originally that was love until I talked to Linda, and then she led me more in the direction that it be relationships. So we changed love to relationships. We changed receptive energy from inward focus. We changed expressive energy from outward focus. We changed assertiveness to boundaries. I guess motivations has stayed the same, but now we're on decision making. I might change that too. You know, the refinement of the concepts are completely boosted by this conversation that we're having.
Yes. And I love it. And the people who are here is great. More wonderful stuff in the chat. Roxy's, for me, it's not unbalanced anymore. It's a time for soul growth and an emotion that needed to get there.
Yeah,
I like that.
I would say that thought is a balanced thought.
Yes.
Hypnicity said, for me, temperance is the outcome, means balance is forthcoming.
Yeah.
And hello, good to see you. And Scorpio is the psychic.
Well, they're all psychic, okay?
Just differently.
Yeah.
Different flavors.
Which chakra is it in?
I don't understand the question.
And Nalani, please expand on that. Tamsi said this is fun.
Of decision making. I don't know if it has a chakra really.
Ooh, that's an interesting thing.
Yeah,
it's more of a. Well, you know, the Tree of Life. Some people have superimposed chakras on the Tree of Life, and this is based on the Tree of Life. So,
well, your mental decision making would be in your crown chakra, and your gut decision making would be in your solar plexus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but also
I don't know, I'd have to think about that.
But also, I mean, if we want to talk about it in terms of chakras, if the chakras themselves aren't like your own personal, if they're not balanced, then, for example, because the root chakra kind of feeds all the other, like it's sort of
Yes.
kind of a flow. So
talk about a need for a balanced system,
yes,
the chakras,
yeah,
because when you're not,
I think the concept of the chakras is the same as the concept of the Hermetic Tree of Life and the Sephiros, and is the same as the Marseille dualities. They're parallel
Yeah, and the Buddha
parts of
lecture,
ourselves that run in parallel.
she talks about the chakras.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
run at the same time. They're in parallel, and balance means, you're not, one's not flying off in one direction. I don't know the details of the whole philosophy, but I think that's part of it.
Can I address Nalani's comment?
Which one? This one?
Yeah, no,
Or this one?
further down. Yeah,
If
she
your
said,
throat chakra is blocked, maybe you need to speak up.
well, the problem with a blocked throat chakra is that you cannot speak up, and most times you're not even aware of it. So you need to what? You need to meditate. You need to work on, I know, dirty word. You need to work on that, doing energy work and
Wear some crystals.
well, that can help. I'm undergoing a crystal purification thing right now. I'm not wearing any for a little while just to see what happens when I add them back. It's an experiment. Nobody has to do this. Okay, this is entirely personal. I know that people like Diane G and Viviani, and I can't remember who else, I'm sorry, are doing amazing, Donna Marie, they're doing amazing work with removing blocks in various chakras and emotional loads and so on and so forth. So that, if it were me, that would be one place I look. But also, if it were me, I am self-involved enough that I might not even notice if I had a chakra blocked.
There's also a point to where if a chakra is blocked and it's been blocked for a while, suddenly it gets cleared. All of the other chakras need to balance because they've been doing other work. My chiropractor, if I were to have shoulder problems or hip issue, he's also paying attention to the other hip, the other shoulder.
Yeah.
There's a compensation that goes on.
Yeah.
With that.
Yeah.
So.
Sage Goddess does a lot of chakra clearing information.
Yes. This just in, just for the people who have forgotten, Linda is always right. Duh.
I'm never going to live that down, am I?
I never want to let you live that down either.
Yeah.
So far, batting 1,000 in my baseball league.
Yeah. Well, and here we go. If the root chakra represents Earth and she does nourish us, would it make sense that it feeds the other chakras?
Yeah.
I think yes. Yes.
I think that's what I feel when I'm meditating. It's down at the bottom of my spine. That's where I feel like all the action is. But I don't know much at all about the other chakras, or even that one. That whole philosophy is something I haven't looked into.
It's new stuff. Yes. So if temperance shows up, there's a message. Well, if anything shows up, there's a message. Actually.
Yeah.
I mean, just saying. Timmy, we have been talking about this duality and the decisions. Oh, hi, Chris from Elemental Cartomancy.
Hey, Chris.
He's a late bitch.
He's one of our tarot intellectuals where we have these deep discussions.
Yes.
He always has something good to say.
I think this is interesting, the idea of the decisions, because this is all about the balance and finding the balance. Sometimes those impulsive decisions are absolutely necessary because you're going to miss an opportunity which could propel you forward.
Mm-hmm.
The other aspect of it is, I think, Maru, it's like temperance can become procrastination. Hi, my name is Gerald. I like to play with temperance, which oftentimes turns into procrastination.
Yeah.
And the because the death card is going to swoop in. It's going to require the changes that need to happen. It's going to help them happen pretty darn quickly.
Death is cutting bait.
Yep, that skeleton's in that rowboat.
I love the way you said that, Maru. It is, yes.
Yes.
You can't say anything else.
And bait drop.
It was a bait drop.
Yeah.
That's a bait drop. I also think about this in the sense of the duality pairs in decision making. Timy, I go back to when you did that reading for me. I couldn't decide if it was a decision or if it was motivations. What I thought was that it was a decision. You were like going, sounds like you've already made your decision. And I went, I have. Which gives the opportunity to go, all right, let's work on something else.
Sometimes you just have to own the decision that you've already made.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And
I
stop
think that's
walking around and
That's
pretending.
part of the magic of the tarot. It opens ourselves up to our endless possibilities. I think that everything that we need to prosper in this world is already inside of us, and we just need to let it out. We have so many bondages that we self-imposed.
Well, or that were programmed into us. I mean, it's not necessarily self-imposed. And also we have to take into account the circumstances in which we live, where for some of
bindings and boundaries. We all have different bindings and different boundaries, and they prevent us from doing certain things. And the beauty of this entire duality interpretation is that you see how our personality works, and just seeing it laid out in the cards allows me to make better decisions. It's a framework of helping you make decisions is really what it boils down to.
I like to say it helps you make informed decisions.
Yeah.
You tell people, when I'm providing a reading for you, I'm just giving you things to think about. You're still entitled to make the decision you've already made. You just now have an understanding of what the ripple effect is of that, or the possible ripple effect. Or if it's a caffeinated and unfiltered reading, you're entitled to make your wrong decision. It's good. We have a great, really, really good conversations. It's a two-way energy exchange through the root chakra. And so if the root is the one that feeds all the others, can it not unblock the others if we concentrate? Something's got
It doesn't really work like that.
No, something's got to be willing to change. You got to grist the mill.
No shortcuts.
No, you got it's the thing is okay, so the root's the one that feeds all the rest. Yes, that's true. But it cannot unblock the others by concentration. What is lacking in that concept is insight. Energy.
Each of the chakra centers has its own blocking or unblocking properties.
Yes.
So I mean, this is great insight. Here you go. Duality for me now means not to see it as dual, but as one. From above, see it from above. I would also say you have that beautiful idea of it's not this way or this way. Perhaps it's this way and this way. As above, so below.
Yeah.
And that's in the middle between the two.
Yeah.
So that's the balance point, is what he's describing, is the balance point. It's just another way of describing the balance point.
Yeah.
The divine path is the path of balance.
Yes. I love that.
Wow, you guys are really bringing it today. Look at the comments.
Yeah, I've got good comments.
Yeah. Sometimes the side quest is a necessary part of the mission.
Yes, necessary, required.
Yep.
You can't get from one to the other without.
Side quests.
Yeah. Again, more people are coming in. I want to thank everybody for being here. Do not forget to do all of the YouTube things, and to, you know, if this conversation has sparked an insight, tap the like and subscribe. It truly helps the series reach more curious learners. So I think this is a great thing. And so I get it. Different emotions are on chakras, kind of. It's definitely fluid.
Yeah.
Each chakra has a different
Function.
function. Exactly. So, like, the root is your physical body. The second chakra is your creative will. The third chakra is your like what you really want. Your fourth chakra is your heart, your emotions. The fifth chakra is how you communicate. Then we have how you see things and how you think about things. So each of those centers can have a situation where you're not fully balanced.
And there's 7 chakras?
Inside of the body.
There's like 100, 108,
Okay.
I think it is.
But inside the bodies, there's 7.
Like the main ones that go down your spine.
Yes.
But there's other ones through your body, and there's ones that are above and below your body.
And what we're talking about is the dualities of the Marseille deck, which are 10. So I don't think there's a one-to-one correspondence between chakras and dualities.
No, and I would say, Chris said solar plexus is sense of self-worth and identity. The other thing is there's you could put this through the temperance card and go, how can I make the chakras work with these 10 dualities? Can you do it? Can you do it? What's going to happen? You're going to get out of balance because you're more working with the possibilities. The need to publish this book, publish the book, might go a little off, go a little wonky.
That's possible.
So, I mean, I've never done anything wonky. I've never let temperance guide me down the procrastination road where I own a mansion. So.
You own a mansion on Procrastination Road?
Yes,
I'm your neighbor.
Yes, I think I shared. I think I had a cup of sugar from you at one point. Knocking on the door. Hey,
I'm on Hesitancy Street. You know, right at a right angle. One block over on Hesitancy Street.
That's an interesting thing. How, you know, the different ways to look at this. The idea of the dualities is this huge power of finding that balance for what works for you. I think if we're always balanced, we are not living, because sometimes we're going to go off a little bit, then we're going to find that balance. We're going to go like this.
Oscillation.
Or a spiral.
Oscillation. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would
another way of saying frequency, right? It's another way of saying vibration.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. As a dramatic technical statement, perhaps if you are perfectly in balance in all of the 10 dualities, that's when you go through the world portal. Maybe that's when you achieve divine balance and you transform into whatever the next level is. Perhaps that's the goal of life, to bring all 10 into balance.
I think it's I love it. Or not.
Or not. That's the Monty Python skit. Or maybe not. I might be completely wrong.
There you go. Conjunction, junction, procrastination station. For those of us who grew up listening to Schoolhouse Rocks.
Mhm.
Yeah. Motivation. What would that be? Motivation Station. That kind of works too. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent.
That's okay. Being off balance causes us to grow, to seek balance.
Yeah.
Like a tree.
You want to drive that train from procrastination station to motivation station, right?
That's right. They're on the same rail line. Just get off your ass and get on the train.
Yeah. That would be going backwards, right? Beep, beep, beep. Wow. This has been fascinating. I appreciate everybody being here. Or motivation vacation, or to a motivation vacation. We are going to get so many people who are leaving comments about this, because this is available as a podcast afterwards. Timy, what questions do you have for Maru, Linda, or me, or those in chat about this?
No questions. Is this still interesting to everybody? We're 7 dualities in. Does it make sense? Is everybody feeling like there's some value to this? I know personally it has value to me, but I'm hoping that other people see it as well.
I think so. I'm learning a lot.
Yes. Lori is here. Yes.
I think it's like a detective
Yes.
task. I mean, we're all kind of working on it. Even the people in the chat are helping out with refining the concept. I really think that this was put into this deck 500 years ago, and I think it's just not a common interpretation that people use. I think it got lost or intentionally, kept quiet, because I think that it is a amazing tool that costs you nothing, that really gives you a great head start for being successful in life, being happy.
I could use this as a reference, was my thoughts. That's good. Yes, I could stop being a bitch, but I'm no quitter.
All right, that's what I like to hear.
We also have.
So much.
We're all too invested to stop now, Timy.
That's right. I got you hooked into my
Your
my
nefarious
binding. I bound
plan.
you all.
Yeah.
That's right.
But wait, before we share duality 8, 9, and 10, let me show you this information about a timeshare.
Yeah. You want a extended car warranty?
There you go. Yeah. Also, God puts in front of you what's needed. So who knows how many this will pop up for? I agree.
I'm doing the 12th step. I'm sharing my knowledge of how to live your life.
We have then from Chris, Elemental Cartomancy. Yeah, Timy, I'm not necessarily on the same page with everything, but that's a great thing, because it makes me question my own views and think about stuff, which I love.
After the next 3, that's perfect. Yeah. What I'm really looking forward to is doing the card readings, because they're really amazing.
Yeah,
fascinating.
I'm looking forward to it too.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still working on that reverse card read, which I think is the receptive read. I think that's really interesting too. It's almost like a tune-up, like giving yourself a tune-up. But anyway, we'll do that later.
I do think it's really important. Well, this is what we're talking about now. The idea of is you may not agree. It's making you think. It is the duality of decisions. Do I agree? Yep. Do I agree? Nope. And then go, well, why don't I agree? Or why do I agree? What part of my experience will help me? And
then you create new bindings and boundaries,
mm-hmm.
and implement it in your life.
Tamsi asked, what book are you reading, Maru?
This came with the deck.
I'm embiggening you. Highlight of Tarot.
That's the
How do you pronounce that? Aditum?
addendum.
Aditum.
Yeah.
It's on
And-
Figueroa Street in Los Angeles. That's my old neighborhood.
There you go. There you go. Agreed. Embracing different views is great for the mind. Nothing worse than an echo chamber.
Oh yeah.
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 I've learned so much about my own life, and this has helped me make decisions in my own life that it has value just for that. You know, I'm happy with what's been discussed and decided upon right now because it's really helped me in my own personal life. And I said before, it's true. This is, as a recovering AA guy, the 12th step is spreading the word, you know, helping people that may have the same issues that you do. And I think this is part of it. You know, this helped me in my recovery, and I think it might help other people with, you know, various issues where you're not happy or you're not prosperous or you're not sure which way to turn when you need to make a decision. This is a help.
Yeah.
For me, a divination tool, it kind of just helps me figure out what I really want, because if I get a reading that I disagree with, then it sort of, you know, clarifies that point for you, that you're going to do what you want to anyway, even when the cards
It's coming
tell
from you.
not to.
The cards help you decide not to make the same dumb decision again. You know, sometimes they go, no, this is a different thing. You're making assumptions.
I saw somewhere, if you're having difficulty making a decision, flip a coin, and the one that you want to pull up is what you should do. So that tells you at the core, what do you really want to have happen?
Yeah, being honest with yourself is difficult, a lot more difficult than you would think.
Because that is part of the balance. Sometimes what we want, we know is going to throw us off balance.
Yeah.
And we still do it.
Yeah. Because we just can't, you know, some of us are able to learn from other people, from books and all the rest of that. Okay. Others of us
are hard-headed.
Learn by doing.
Just go full frontal into life and say, whatever.
Bring it on.
Yeah. Let's go. Which, you know, you can do when you're 20, but
is that because you're always right, Linda?
What? The stupid decisions I make? Are you crazy? No. No, I haven't made any stupid decisions for a number of years now.
That's good.
None? Wow, that's good.
Yeah.
No, maybe 3 or 4 years. I haven't made any really bad decisions. I certainly not to the, I mean, I'm trying to think, what was the last bad decision? I can't remember. Probably a subscription to something that I never looked at. But certainly compared to my younger years, I'm a sober and conscientious and responsible adult.
I like what Chris says. I can make decisions about big things, but ask me to pick a movie on Netflix, no chance.
Endless temperance. Maybe the next movie will be better.
Too many choices.
Yeah.
Too many choices. That's the problem. It leads to decision paralysis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, back in the 70s, we just had 3 channels, man, and you watched the crappy movie that was on.
Yeah. Or nothing.
Yeah.
Or don't.
Yeah. Let me introduce you to the remote control. Hi, my name's Gerald. I was the remote control. The parents wanted the channel changed.
Flip.
Got it.
Flip. There's got to be some mental thing that's detrimental to human mental health by flipping channels. You know, I've caught myself doing that. Like for an hour, I'm doing it an hour. Flip.
Yeah.
It's like poking yourself with a knife. It's like stab.
Oh. Sherry made a bad decision today. I should feel bad about it. Nah. Tamsy said, my late husband wrote it on the calendar both times I made a mistake. Both times. All right. Essence of the Moon, Selena has arrived.
Hi, Selena.
Hey, Selena.
you are on later today for Akashic Adventures.
Yes, at 2 o'clock Pacific, 5 o'clock Eastern, with Viviani Heller and Diana Bowles. We'll be doing another episode of Akashic Adventures. So stop by.
Love that.
Yeah. All right.
I do not have a back and forth with Jamie and Gerald at the top of next hour. Everybody use that opportunity to remember to hydrate, take a nap if you need to,
Have a snack.
Sure.
have a snack, call somebody and say hi, tell them you love them and make it awkward.
Those are the most fun.
Yes. So, Maru, any pop-ups coming up?
Probably.
Cool.
Ooh.
I haven't caught one yet, but I'm looking.
Very good. Timy, what's next for you other than Duality number 8 next week?
Yeah, next week is Duality 8 Insight. The Devil card and the Tower card. I think we're going to have a very interesting conversation there, and I think a lot of people are going to disagree with me about certain elements of that. So that should be a good one. Don't miss that next week, 2 p.m. Eastern, I guess, right? Same time, same channel. Mm-hmm. And I have I did my second live meditation meeting this past Saturday, and it went really well.
Good.
We had about another 40 people, and we did a live meditation in an AA meeting, which is what they normally do in that meeting. It's a meditation meeting. Mm. And I used one of the soundtracks from my YouTube channel, my meditation YouTube channel.
I love that.
So that's really working out well. There's a lot of newcomers in that group that are really rough. They're in halfway houses or sober living houses. So they need to relax. These people are so wound up, man. Mm-hmm. So this is a good opportunity for me to do that 12th step work as well.
I love that.
I have a link I'm going to send you, Timy.
Okay.
Ooh. Chris from Elemental Cartomancy said, well, excuse me, what are we all meant to do with our evening now, Gerald? I don't know, spend it with your husband or your spouse, your dogs who like to create backgrounds. I have thought about actually doing a pop-up of me working on a quilt project that I'm doing. I'm not sure how interesting that is for people, but I think I've made the decision to move on past that so I can do some other stuff before I have a full evening.
All right.
I do want to say thank you, everybody, for being here. You're all freaking awesome. And please remember the deep gratitude to Timy, Linda, and Maru, and to everybody in the chat for your very thoughtful and respectful engagement. Your presence brings this series to life. Like, subscribe, and share if today's conversation resonated. The replay and podcast are, you can find out that below. Thank you, everyone, for joining us, and we will say farewell. Bye.
Buddy.
See you later.